Final round of the 2016 Onslow Contracting WA Rally Championship. On board with the title contenders left of screen, young gun Dylan King and co-driver Abby Hayes. Atop of the championship table heading into this round with a slim 2-point buffer. On the right, former state champions Doug Tostovan and Tammy Adams. They've been there before and will know how to handle the pressure of this super close battle. This event notorious for its tricky roads. Over the years, many of the teams struggling to find a good, consistent rhythm. 8 stages making up the day's rally, just one service across the 118 competitive kilometres. A good field of 39 cars lining up for what's always a very tough event. The recent rains leaving some isolated slippery patches, which will certainly add to the challenge.
Turn right 1 plus. Turn right 1 plus and left 4 short. Turn left 4 short.
The fight for 3rd and 4th place in the championship, also one to look out for. Mick Steele holds a gap, but could be overtaken by John O'Dowd if he has dramas and John grabs a top 3 result.
At the end is a 3 right off crest.
In the 2-wheel drive series, although there's another round to run after this, front runners Vlad and Nicole would look to wrap up the title with a win on this event.
3, 2, 1, go. Right 5 short, left 3, 50, right 3, into left 2.
A perfect start for Dylan King, clean and neat. A cautious drive through the first 800 metre spectator stage, but then a brilliant run on the second 29k test to open up a big gap of 37 seconds. From there, he would settle into a mature, calculated pace to still be quickest by 7 seconds on SS3 and then a further 6 seconds on the last section before the service. 53 seconds up with a repeat of 4 stages to run. King and Hayes putting together a measured drive across the remaining competitive sections. Fast enough to be quickest or just off the winning stage times. A perfectly executed finish to the event for this team. The win for the round and the outright state title, their reward. A brilliant effort, fast and committed across the season's 6 rounds. This is a result very well deserved.
I'm more than happy. Like, we spent a lot of money, a lot of time and a lot of effort, and a heap of guys have been behind us this year to win this championship, so I'm over the moon.
Mate, let's just talk through the championship. Bit of a rocky start, but it sort of came good from there.
Oh yeah, for sure. For Australia, we had an engine blow up, so that put us behind at the beginning. So and then we won a couple of rallies, and then we went to Boddington, the wheel snapped off, and then we won all the other rallies. So, you know, we're more than happy, and my co-driver's done a brilliant job all year.
Mate, there's some pretty fancy names on that trophy that you're going to get early next year. How do you feel about being included in, well, you know, the best of the bunches in Western Australia?
Oh, like I said, I couldn't be happier. You know, like you said, there's a lot of good names on there, and now mine's on there as well. So, you know, I've been dreaming of this since I was, 16 when I first started rallying in the Escort. So, I'm very happy.
Right 4, care, into left 4 short.
It was only 2014 that Abby Hayes was crowned the rookie co-driver champion. She's put together a faultless year with a massive contribution to the team, and now adds the 2016 outright co-driver title to her list of achievements. Abby naturally very pleased.
It was pretty surreal, to be perfectly honest. It hasn't been an easy year. There's been a lot of ups and downs to get here, but I'm very pleased with the outcome. We've done a good job together, so very happy.
50 right 3 plus. Right 3 plus. 80 left 4 short at stump.
No mistakes across the 8 stages for the Tostovan-Adams combination. Clean and quick, but just off the pace when it counted. The big loss of just over a half a minute on special stage 2 meant playing catch up for the rest of the day's runs. Even with the win on SS7, the gap was too wide to close. The S-Technic team 57 seconds down at rally's end. They would settle for second on the event and be pleased with a well-campaigned 2016 season.
Yeah, absolutely. We would have liked to have got the win, but it wasn't to be. Second place in the rally. gave us second place in the championship, but we can't complain. We had a great run and we had a great battle with Dylan all season, only a few points separating us, and really enjoyed it. Tammy, she does a fantastic job in the co-driver's seat. She is able to sort of regulate my pace so that I don't get too excited and make silly mistakes. The crew, of course, the car's always immaculately prepared. Today, in fact, we didn't even take the wheels off. We were very limited on service time. Opened the bonnet, had a quick look, and then went back out and did another 60 Ks of probably the hardest Ks in the championship. Safari is notorious for being a car breaker, and our car was faultless. A few people said to me, I guess it would have been easier if we hadn't loaned Dylan our spare engine at the start of the season, but I guess that's the sporting thing to do, and it did make for a good fun battle all season. But I'm probably regretting it a little bit now. It would have perhaps made the outcome a little different, but anyway.
The fight for third place in the championship would get settled before the midway service. The O'Dowd CSE combination were quick on the opening 3 tests, setting top 4 times and pulling a gap over their series rival Mick Steele. That, however, all went south on special stage 4, a fraction too fast through this dip, the WRX sliding wide and clipping a stump. A bent rear lower arm the result, the crew needing to nurse it 6 Ks out of the stage.
100, we've done damage. Yeah, okay. Left 3.
A repair in service seemed to be all that was required. However, still more issues with the drive shaft letting go on the first stage out of the service.
I think they just broke your drive shaft, didn't it? 60 right 4, into left 4 minus, narrow.
O'Dowd would struggle through the second half of the event in front wheel drive, the time loss dropping him to 8th and out of contention for 3rd place in the title. Mick Steele, although having his own scare on the last stage of the rally with an excursion into a tree caught on spectator cam, would hang on to 5th outright and a well-deserved 3rd place in the championship.
Last caution break early for a turn right square. Turn right square.
In an up and down season, Steve Oxley would finish well. 3rd outright on this final round, another great result. A clean run over the 8 stages, including fastest time on the second run through the spectator stage. A good job well done for he and co-driver Michael Wood. McElroy pairing pushing hard, and in this case just a little too hard. They would, however, get to the finish of this tough event and take 4th for their efforts. A bit of a bonus for the spectators in the form of the Peugeot 208 Maxi. Victorian ARC campaigner Mark Petter using this event as a shakedown for work done to his machine. WA man Glenn McNeil on board in the co-driver's seat.
The 1 right long into 1 left on crest, slows soft into 6 left. Into 6 left. Opens, times to slow 3, stay in. Into 4 right on crest.
Another powerful display for the front-running 2-wheel drive combination. Raz Vlad and co-driver Damon Nicoli took 6 wins from the 8 stages on offer. Their speed and consistency unable to be matched by the chasers. The win in the class on this round putting them in an unbeatable position in the title race. The 2016 Onslow Contracting 2-wheel drive series, theirs with still 1 event to run. A brilliant season for this crew.
Yeah, it was a great year for us. We finished every rally, which is it hasn't happened in a while, and we had heaps of fun in the process. So it was good. Car was reliable. Good year.
A great battle for second place had developed between the Subaru of Reynolds and the Sylvia of the White pairing. Stage time super close across the 8 stages. Second place changing hands midway through before Reynolds pushed on the final 2 runs to take second place by just 20 seconds. A brilliant effort by both teams, White in 3rd. Flood was in the mix early but couldn't keep up the pace of the two in front. Nevertheless, a good finish and 4th place. Heading into the final round, the battle for second in the series is a beauty. Harmer, who struggled on this event, is heading the pack of Reynolds, Flood and Van Can. All 4 teams separated by just 16 seconds. Four stages for the clubman teams with 13 crews fronting the start line. Kyle Douglas on board his Commodore would surge ahead on the second test, taking the stage by a massive 1 minute and 6 seconds. He'd follow that up with another 13-second win on SS3, but then disaster and a blown gearbox on the final run. Cordes looked to have the rally in his control, staying ahead of the Clark Datsun on the second and third tests, only to have a drama on the last and lose over a minute to his rivals. The Clarks taking the win, Miles in the Lancer second with the Rattenberries third.